You know, like, do I get more XRP? Do I buy more ETH? So, like, literally guys are texting me and then, like, in a group chat saying, like, yo, it's pumping. Yeah, what should I do? I'm like, hold it.
What's the probability that Bitcoin doesn't work? Because you said before it's a binary outcome, so it means that there's still, in your mind, the probability that it doesn't work.
Yeah.
Which is skyrocketing right now. Fourth quarter has always historically been, the best quarter, generally the best quarter for cryptocurrencies.
The appetite is very, very high because, everyone out there wants to hold on to their XRP holders.
They try to shake me out, but I was born ready. Dropping down the price, then I be getting plenty. They want all your bags and they want all them empty.
What's up, good glitches? Welcome back to some more Moon O'Clock news. No breakfast, no coffee. Shout out to the latest up. We got XRP currently right around $2.81, $2.82. The secret's out on XRP. The masses are converging, but how many will make it to 1,000, 10,000? Axelar Networks, $20 million in climbing. MXRP on fire. Digital asset investor. Next, they'll say that they have no current plans for XRP. Bitcoin news, Vanguard 2024. We don't plan to offer a spot Bitcoin ETF, and we're not going to change our minds.
Spot Bitcoin ETFs. Question came in, hey, we know you're not offering one. Have you changed your mind? What would it take for you to change your mind? We don't plan to, and we don't, we're not going to change our minds around this.
Vanguard finally considering crypto ETF trading for customers after Rivals success. Where's XRP? The probability that Bitcoin doesn't work? Maybe it's too slow, outdated, not secure.
I had Dan Tapero on the podcast, and he said the one thing after his 30 or 35 years in investing, he said, every time I'm too sure about something, that's when I lose money. What's the probability that Bitcoin doesn't work? Because you said before it's a binary outcome, so it means that there's still, in your mind, the probability that it doesn't work.
Yeah. I try not to be absolute in anything. It's like there's very few things that are absolute. I literally could not tell you why Bitcoin won't work. So if you just asked me to describe to you the failure state, I couldn't describe it. So from that perspective, I'm pretty confident in it, but there's a lot of things I don't know about. And I mean, people talk about quantum risk. It's really hard to assess what's real and what's not real. But even if there was quantum computing, there's a solution for how to solve it. It's like the system itself is emergent and responsive. And like I said, I don't think anything can kill it. I think actually anything you throw at it, it's might cause a lot of volatility, but it'll just come back stronger. So yeah. And I think if, to your Brian Armstrong tweet that you called out, if you kind of run the math on $1 million per Bitcoin, the numbers are just unbelievable. Like at $1 million of Bitcoin, that means that Bitcoin's market cap's over $20 trillion. US GDP is $25 trillion. So you're talking about manifesting out of thin air the US GDP. I mean, the US economy is the biggest economy in the world. Think about how much attention is given to if the US economy is growing at 3% or 4%. So much attention is given to that. Okay, well, we just invented out of thin air an asset that's worth 100% of the GDP, and it might fluctuate in the course of one day 5%, which is the entire global, the GDP growth that we look for an entire year. So you just have this asset that's going to start distorting the real world as it gains scale and size. Like at $1 million, it's one of the biggest asset categories in the world. And so, it's going to start having real world implications where the price of Bitcoin is what's going to drive inflation. Or, if Bitcoin goes into a bear market, there's going to be a financial crisis that extends beyond Bitcoin into the real world. And so we're just watching this process by which the world's financial heartbeat is synchronized to what happens to Bitcoin, because so many people own it and it's so widely distributed throughout society. And the value of it has gotten so large.
Coin Bureau, Eric Trump, Q4 will be unbelievable for crypto, especially for utility coins like XRP.
And the future is incredible. The future is bright. The future is incredible. And I think fourth quarter of this year is going to be unbelievable for a host of reasons. So super excited.
How do you think Bitcoin's going to go?
I've always said that I think in time, Bitcoin surpasses $1 million. I think with quantitative easing that we're going to have starting tomorrow when the announcement's made, and all signs point in the right direction, unless this guy's really off his rocker, but then he's going to just get laughed out of this country. But I think starting tomorrow, you're going to see right drops. You see what's happening with M2, which is the money supply around the world, which is skyrocketing right now. Fourth quarter has always historically been the best quarter, or generally the best quarter for cryptocurrencies.
Build on Stellar, the real money isn't in buying streamer coins, it's in building the infra that they'll need for scaling. Payment rails, content monetization, fan engagement tools. While everyone is gambling on personality, smart builders are positioning for the infra wave that's coming. XAIF, Jeff Booth, one of the most famous Canadian author, entrepreneur, and investor, drops it straight. XRP is essentially replicating the banking system. The question is it reforming finance or just rebuilding the old one?
But the application of the idea inside a closed system couldn't work. And so now these are the nuances of this discussion. So I'm not a every single person in crypto is a scammer, because I don't even know if they know they are. Some of them are good people trying to do good work, but now XRP is essentially, I'm going to replicate something for the banking industry and the governments. Well, the banking industry lends money into existence and charges an interest rate, which is the system. There was no cost for the money that got lent into existence, and the person borrowing the money is paying an interest rate forever, which is the existing system that we live in. So how could you solve that problem from that system by enabling the players within that system? Seems kind of ludicrous. It's exactly the opposite of a decentralized, secure system repricing the world.
Meanwhile, digital asset investor, according to NBA star Tristan Thompson, NBA players are in text groups asking if they should buy more XRP. Should they sell now? The NBA knows.
Teammates have started noticing this. They ask questions now, and guys are like, do I get more XRP? Do I buy more ETH? So literally guys are texting me, and then in a group chat saying yo, it's pumping. Yeah, go should I do? I'm like, hold it, long term, guys. Think long. The same way you bet on yourself to get to the NBA, you got to bet on these coins and bet on the space. Bet on what the future of digital finance is. Bet on that's what's gonna be. Our kids, that's the form of it. They're not going to be walking into these banks and these institutions. They're going to be literally having their wallets and being on a computer and literally managing their finance like this.
Is the secret out on XRP? How many make it to 1,000 plus? Blur networks, from smart contracts on the XRP ledger to billions in exchange held in XRP. The path to 5 billion stake in 2026 is taking shape.
I think, the total addressable market for XRP staking is the total value of XRP. I don't see a reason why you wouldn't want to stake, all the XRP in existence. There's no reason not to get yield on it. That said, I think a reasonable expectation is what I said before, which is, I genuinely think we could get to 5 billion by the middle of 2026 with a good tailwind, of course. For instance, we are working with Zaman, which is one of the major wallets on the XRP ledger, to create a smart account that enables you to stake directly from XRP ledger into Firelight on Flare without you having to touch the bridge. You don't have to interact with the bridge. You can just stake directly through what we call a smart account through Zaman, and that's in progress. And Zaman has, as I understand it, roughly 4 billion XRP. So, that's about $12 billion, just that. And I think, there's no reason that we wouldn't be able to pick up a reasonable amount of the assets that are used in Zaman. The appetite is very, very high because, everyone out there wants to hold on to their XRP holders. You're talking about multiple billions sitting at exchanges. They do not want to lose that business. And so they want to work with people that help them retain those users of that exchange.
XIF Crypto Sistine Research Group price targets XRP $37 to $50. Mikey Bull Crypto altcoin cap resistance has been tested 3 times. The 4th time will be a charm. Upwards and onwards. XCHI, coincidentally, the 2018 high was around $3.30, so it's likely to hit around $33 this time. Double digits, triple digits. Egrat Crypto, green ball in the blast, 17, 27, or $33. In the last leg on the 2-week time frame, we've always touched the 21 EMA before blasting off. The green circle from the previous cycle is the testimony. We had one here, retested, blast off. Another one here, retested, blast off. Here we are once again. In 2017, we touched it and then blasted 1,250%. In 2021, we touched it and then blasted 560%. If history rhymes, we can go as high as $33 or $17, but let's consider the average pump. Average 1250, 560 divided by 2 equals 905%, putting XRP at $27. Honestly, and speaking from the heart, I don't see how XRP doesn't reach such targets. XRP, the best is still yet to come. The longer they take, the higher we keep climbing on that XRP. Rich list, top 10% holder, 2,365 XRP, top 1%, 50,005 XRP. Where will those bags be when that regulation jar of molasses finally breaks open and XRP's true price is finally revealed? We'll catch you up here on the mothership. BYOB, bring your own bags, be your own bank, be your own boss. And don't forget to drop an elbow from the top ropes on the likey button and smash that subscribe-y. We'll see you at the tippy top. Later, glitches.
Later, glitches.
I got the formula, stack them bags up and simple, and wait until we explode. I'll meet you at the disco. We just getting started like an intro. 589 the numbers, please, please call our bingo.